can't bring opinions to argument. You have to bring facts.
If Deontay Wilder was right here, right now, and you need to say something to me, what you would tell him?
Yo, I wouldn't even be disrespectful. I'd just be like, yo, man, like, bro, don't act like the victim. You feel me? You said something about my pops. He said something. I know he waited, but that's how he is. He waited. He said something back. Now you can't take it. So now he does an interview with them. He speaks his piece. Now, all of a sudden, he's attacking Deontay's character and all of that. I'm like, wasn't he just saying he poisoned his water? I'm like, you see, Deontay's acting like a victim.
Yeah.
You're acting like a victim, man. You call yourself a king. You say all of that, man. But then, like, this still is a clown, bro. He's really a clown.
How you felt, and how your pops felt when y'all first heard the allegations?
See, I found out about it first before anybody, and I told him, and he was just confused. Like, this dude's a liar, man. Like, everything he says is just a contradiction, man. Like,
complain.
That's right. He took like 2 points off. What are you talking about? The reference against you? You talking about he took a cocktail, and they believe this dude, man. He took a cocktail. What?
Those are the words of Anthony Breland. Anthony Breland, of course, is the son of Mark Breland, the former trainer of the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. And he's basically speaking his piece, defending his father. And he came with some key points. You know, a lot of times when you come with something, it has to be facts, okay? I just done a video about that kind of touch bases on the opinion versus facts, okay? And what his son is saying, his son has seen that first. Like Tay Jones heard about, or Tay Jones came to Deontay Wilder with certain information regarding Tyson Fury and how the gloves looked and how this looked and how that looked or appeared. So he, on the other hand, when he heard about the spiked water, he told his father immediately. His father was just like, okay, what is he talking about? And the cocktail, basically, a cocktail is something that you use to drug somebody. Everyone that knows boxing, everyone that knows it's the slightest things. In fact, when VADA, okay, the WBC, they are ran by VADA. VADA is one of these organizations where if they find some type of finding, hell, with Dillian White, they found out another test popped Dillian White or reported that Dillian White had something in his system. They took action, but I think that was another story. But it just gives you a point. Like, these guys, if there is something in your findings, they have an A sample and a B sample. If the A sample comes back fine, then the B sample is really discarded because there's really not anything to contest. The B sample is for when something does go wrong. It's like taking other tests and they find out you're positive, then they take another test to further investigate what else is in your system, okay? Like the final outcome of a test finding. Well, with him, if he would have had something like a hallucinogenic or some type of tranquilizer or something that would have came up. And again, if people are saying, "Oh, hey man, it's real deep," and you know the president's in on it, and Mauricio's in on it, you know, because he lied and things like that. Well, if that's the case, get out of boxing. Get out of boxing, because that means you can't trust anybody in boxing if you think your loss is that high up. It had to be, you know, someone did basically some Jack Johnson shit to you. You know what I mean? You know, something, you know, that along the lines with they did not want you to win because of the color of your skin, or, you know, everyone had to, like it's something from ancient Rome, like you're this king that can't be stopped and someone had to trick you and cheat you. That's what it appears like. But let's continue.
Cocktail. He took a cocktail drink. He said, "Oh yeah, come on, bro." He said, I think he said he was like, "Yeah, I just got that vibe from the ref. Yeah, I'm gonna get you, black man."
True. I'm like, why would anybody? I don't think that both men would be jealous of anybody, especially if your father's out there training him.
Yeah, you call him a jealous hater, but you're the one who came out with these allegations first.
Now that is true. The jealous hater part, like, that is a deflection. Okay, I know people like Deontay Wilder all my life. They are type of people, if you don't agree with them, they will then in return call you a hater. They will, oh, you a hater, you jealous. Those are the first go-to words that someone uses to deflect. Okay, if somebody's real defensive and then they don't like the way you're saying things, or they can't take what you're telling them or your opinion or a fact on the matter, and they disagree with the fact. Those are the go-to words. Oh man, you a hater, you just jealous. Those are the words that people go to. It's go-to words that indicate that this person cannot take criticism or cannot take things that they don't like to hear. Okay, so him calling Mark Breland this or that might have been deep-rooted a long time. Because the things that all went down in camp, the things that we know now, you can't tell me those guys had a good relationship. They didn't have a good relationship. Maybe at the beginning. Maybe when Deontay Wilder was making them $200,000-$300,000 purses, a $500,000 purse. Those type of purses that were made, they were probably cool then. But once he started making the money and started, getting M's, I think money changes people. I think this last purse changed him. That's why, he was like, hey, I got my money. He didn't give a shit about what anybody said as long as what he thought was being preached and what he thought was being preached. These channels was preaching this man's opinion about how he felt he got beat. Okay, so let's move forward. Oh, by the way, I heard Anthony Breland say, well, he took 2 points from him. He didn't take 2. He took 1, just to be fair. But he did deduct points from Tyson Fury, not the other way around. See, if any of this had any weight, you could see something like reasonable logic. Okay, you can reason with why he's saying what he's saying. Like, if they would have took a point from Wilder for just out of the blue, that would have made sense. I would have been like, okay, yeah, that was a bit excessive, right? It was a bit excessive, like, you just took a point. But he didn't. He took a point away from Tyson Fury. And that, he just looked at me like, I'm going to get you, black man. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm going to get you, black man, but I'm going to deduct a point from the white guy? Come on, man. Look, that doesn't explain anything. Again, it's just somebody talking and trying to deflect reality. But let's move forward.
Saying, bro, like, you don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're acting like the victim now. When you're the one who attacked him first.
Now, first it was the towel. It was the towel.
Yeah, listen, he fired him. Listen, he fired him because he threw in the towel. That's it. He didn't fire him because he spiked no water.
So, one of the last things he said, he fired him because he threw in the towel. Okay, that was the reason he fired him. And I'm glad that his son brought that up. Like he said like Deontay Wilder said on Brian Custner, like, hey, I told everyone and everyone knows in my camp never to throw in the towel. And Mark Breland did that. And then what I think is hearing him, if you add that along with what Mark Breland said about how that camp was ran, I believe that. I believe that he tried to run it like he was some type of Adolf Hitler or Fidel Castro or somebody like that, where things that really didn't make sense, he made them make sense. Like, he did things that really didn't make sense, like people scratched their head on, but like, hey, if you contested it, you'd get fired. And Mark did something that he told him not to do, and he fired him. Now, I think what happened with Deontay Wilder, since he fired him, he was like, well, I can make up anything else that comes along with this, you know, because he's not in my camp no more, so I can talk all the shit I want to about this guy. That's what I think that he did, and that Spike Water was something like, hey, yeah, you know, I believe that explains why I felt that way. You didn't have any legs, and you explained it yourself. The costume was too heavy. But that wasn't, and see, I want people to understand, the costume thing, people laugh that out. They went so hard on that. They had memes. They had Dillian White damn near crying when he was laughing as hard as when he found out that the man blamed his costume. It was, man, it was pitiful. And, you know, and what happened, people that were fans of Wilder would get mad because they knew people were clowning him that hard. You know, so they had to come up with something else to add to that. Hey, yeah, he ain't no weak man. Our black king ain't weak. Our black king ain't weak, so that ain't the reason. Even though Wilder, he said that. They even lied and say he didn't say that at one point for a long time until it just came out. Do you guys understand it's February of 2021 and this shit is constantly coming out? You know what's coming out now? The truth. The lies had already been told. But see, the thing is, a lie is this. You have to remember a lie. Okay, the truth is going to be there. It's going to be underneath. And when the lies get weak, right, the truth will be revealed. And that's exactly what happened. And now you have another person, which is the son of Mark Breland, Anthony Breland, coming forth saying, hey, you know what? Dude, you a clown. You attacked my father and said that you thought he spiked his water when he had something to say. You get all bent out of shape. And that is how he did act like a victim. Now, I agree with Anthony Breland. He did act like this victim on 78 Sports TV, right? He pretended like, I don't know, he said these things. He said these things about me. I don't know why it is. I don't know how I got off the plane and everybody was saying what Mark Breland said. Dude, you said it first. He did say it first. So you gotta expect the counterpunch, especially when you take a swing at somebody like you did and like he did Mark Breland. And it was foul, and Mark Breland responded. Didn't matter how long it took him to respond, he responded. And then he's writing a book about it anyway, so he's gonna get bread. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just me covering this portion of this interview that I saw. I will leave the full link below to let you guys check out the full interview. If you guys want to share it, you guys tell me what you think about this interview. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.